Tonight at 10, Called to Duty, how one former Minnesota lawmaker is taking his talents overseas to help with COVID-19. This as local paramedics take new steps to keep themselves and those they care for safe.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. Just last week, Roger Reinert, a former Minnesota lawmaker from Duluth and a member of the U.S. Navy, was going stir-crazy. He says he was sitting on his hands knowing, as a leader, he was unable to help during this pandemic. But just in the last 24 hours, he found out he's been called to serve a major mission in what many consider one of the hardest hit areas. CBS 3's Ryan Compo spoke with Reinert on why he was chosen for the job.
I was literally putting out to the universe, like, send me a mission that's going to use my experiences and skill sets, and then this came.
Roger Reinert, a member of the U.S. Navy and a former Minnesota lawmaker, just received word he's heading to Italy Monday.
I have a skill set in crisis communications. We are in a crisis.
He'll serve on a COVID-19 crisis communication response team at the 6th Fleet headquarters in Naples.
And this is why I wear the uniform. You know, it's to be called to service. And this is exactly what the reserves are for. When the active duty is like, we need help, we're the ones who are supposed to respond to that.
Reinert's goal will be to conduct strategic communication efforts supporting several different commands in their response to the pandemic.
Getting accurate information, getting it put together, getting it out on a reliable basis so that people can make the right personal decisions, so we can not just flatten the curve, but curb the curve and get to the other side of this as quickly as we can.
While Reinert is a little nervous about his big role, he says his service with the Navy is helping with that.
What's the situation when I get there? I mean, that's causing me some anxiety, but you know, like I said, this time last year, I was in a war zone. So this is pretty much the same thing, just in a different way.
When Reinert returns to the Northland, he says this experience will go a long way in ensuring the safety of those here.
So I think it's going to be a really great opportunity for me to use those skills at ground zero and then be able to bring that experience back into a civilian setting and make use of that here in the Northland.
Reinert says while his work will be classified, he will be providing updates online on how things are going throughout his experience in Italy. Let's take a quick look at the numbers from our region here. This is an update on the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases. Michigan saw an increase of more than 800 cases since yesterday. They now have nearly 3,700. They also saw 32 more deaths since Thursday, bringing the total to 92 in the state. Wisconsin is now at nearly 850 cases with 14 deaths. And in Minnesota, there are now nearly 400 cases and, as we mentioned, 4 deaths. In the United States, there are now more than 100,000 cases and 1,500 deaths. Worldwide, there are nearly 600,000 cases, 27,000 deaths, and nearly 133,000 recoveries. Let's check in with Dave now for a look at the weather. Happy Friday, Dave.
And returns of the day to you too, Kristen.
Thank you. I know you're watching a storm coming through this weekend.
Yeah, and it's really going to change up our pictures. Things have been pretty calm today, even beautiful. And tonight, as we take a live look at downtown Duluth, it's not so bad. I like this picture out our back wall of the studio here. It reminds me of one of those detective noir films from the 40s. I expect to hear a saxophone playing because the streets of the city are calm. For now, they're going to get a little more rambunctious by tomorrow as a low-pressure system from Colorado pushes towards our region. The high pressure that brought sunshine today goes away, and we get an 80% chance, even a 90% chance for a rain-snow mix Saturday and Saturday night that could shift overnight into snow and just might add up to a few inches. So our forecast for the weekend says tonight clouds are returning as that low advances. And then for Saturday, sloppy, wet snow is possible, high temp near 40. Sunday morning, the mess may continue. Afternoon high will hit 44 degrees. And then the low goes away. Come Monday, could be enough sunshine and warmth to melt whatever we get snow-wise. And I'll show you the latest snow estimate chart in a few more minutes.
Hey, thanks, Dave. Minnesota's governor signed 4 executive orders today, giving more flexibility to critical industries around the state. Governor Tim Walz discussed the orders during his daily briefing. They do things like ease financial reporting deadlines for municipalities and lift hour and weight restrictions for commercial drivers hauling livestock. Another gives doctors and nurses the ability to delay education requirements and extend temporary permits. The governor says it's an effort to relax requirements for a short time to meet specific needs.
We will not cut corners to put people in unsafe positions, but if we can facilitate and speed up, which we should always be trying to do, but especially now, that's exactly what we're doing.
The governor's stay-at-home order goes into effect at 11:59 tonight, giving the state time to prepare for a spike in coronavirus cases. The Emergency Management Commission says they're actively surveying sites to set up additional hospital space. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers said today with the upcoming spring elections, he's urging the state legislature to approve sending every registered voter an absentee ballot so they can vote safely in April.
This isn't a Republican or Democrat issue. This is an issue that faces our democracy. I don't care who gets the credit. I just want to make sure that everyone has a chance to cast their ballot.
Evers added he would like the ballots to be considered valid if they were postmarked the date of the election. Healthcare facilities across the nation are changing protocols to prevent the spread of COVID-19. That includes the Northland's Mayo Clinic ambulance service, which is working to keep themselves safe while they keep you safe. CBS3's Emma Quinn spoke with Mayo Clinic ambulance officials to learn how they are flattening the curve.
As the COVID-19 pandemic continues, those out on the front lines are changing standard procedures to ensure safety.
We're essential coworkers. We still have to come to work. Just want to make sure we're protecting ourselves so we're not spreading it in the community.
Mayo Clinic Ambulance Services, which serves many communities in Northland, has made changes relating to safety precautions to help flatten the curve. This includes how they approach a scene, assess a patient, and protect themselves. Patients may be asked questions more than once, all relating to the symptoms of COVID-19.
Those screening questions allow us to determine whether a person is at risk. If that is the case, we put a mask on a patient.
And paramedics are practicing social distancing, standing 6 to 10 feet away if possible.
Put on appropriate personal protective equipment, and then care for the patient on their way to the hospital.
They say all measures taken are to make sure everyone is safe, not to make a patient feel uncomfortable.
It could feel kind of offensive, like why are they standing so far away from me, or why are they treating me so funny putting on all this stuff. It's just, it's precaution to keep the entire community safe.
Mayo Clinic Ambulance Service says they aren't worried about running out of personal protective equipment like masks and gloves, but that possibility is on their radar.
Availability of personal protective equipment is always on our radar.
And while some get to stay home, medical professionals don't. And Mayo Clinic ambulance officials say they're in this together.
I get almost a little bit emotional about it. Like, it's a privilege. It's hard and it's scary. While everybody else stays home with their family and they're getting quality time, we come to work.
Well, we sure appreciate that. Mayo Clinic has offered paramedics 80 hours of additional paid sick leave to utilize during the pandemic should any of them get sick. They're following CDC guidelines, and Mayo Clinic is offering precautions to follow daily. They say they haven't had a major increase in calls for service. Essential Health received an anonymous donation that will go a long way to help protect healthcare workers. We want to give you an update on the Essential Donation site they set up earlier this week at their Miller Hill Mall Health Plaza. Essentia says its donation site has had an overwhelming amount of community support. A spokesperson said today they received an anonymous donation of 960 N95 masks. This brings their total mask donations to just over 1,700. They say these masks are crucial for their staff. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services announced earlier this week they're providing meals for older adults in Minnesota. Of the $250 million grant, Minnesota will get over $4 million. The family's first Coronavirus Response Act, signed into law by President Trump this month, provides the additional funding for the Nutrition Services Program. One of the ways older adults can get access to their free meals is by calling the Elder Care Locator phone number line for assistance, and that number is shown on your screen. We also have it on our website. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, a spring storm is brewing and the city of Duluth is preparing. More on that after the break.
Today's high temperature in Duluth was 10 degrees warmer than normal. Tomorrow we cool down a bit as a storm system rumbles through our region, but then by Monday we'll shoot back up. How high will we get? We'll talk about that, how much snow could come down in just a minute or two.
Take control of your time by signing up for Minnesota Power's My Account to get instant access, free online payments, track energy use, and more. Tap, pay, done. Register today at mnpower.com. Minnesota Power, we're moving energy forward.
Understanding the world begins with the right questions.
Do you trust Kim Jong-un?
Doesn't the blame reside with Jewel? Is it now our top terrorist threat?
With the right people.
So you have forgiven?
I have now.
Right here.
Check this out.
More news.
I'm Tony DeCoppel with CBS News.
More original reporting.
It puts everything in perspective. We are on a mission with NASA.
Every morning on CBS This Morning.
We're going to begin with breaking news.
How do I take the 2020 census? In March 2020, every address in the country will receive an invitation to complete a simple questionnaire. And there are 3 ways to respond. Number 1, do it online. Number 2, call by phone. Number 3, send it by mail. For those who don't respond, a census taker from your community will follow up and assist you. Shape your future. Start here. Visit 2020census.gov.
I want people to tune in, and I want them to see a friend, because I'm a mother and I know how hard it can be. You're doing all these things and then you have the child and then no one talks to you about how lonely it can be. You know, who do you lean to? Who do you connect with? This segment is very important to me because I get to work, but I also get to work on my passion.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with Leanne Valdez on CBS 3.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS 3.
Tonight at 10, we'll be out here in the storm.
For up-to-date coverage morning and night.
Stay away from here.
Live local weather coverage on CBS 3 Duluth.
Minnesota Power's mobile app puts the power at your fingertips and lets you take My Account with you wherever you go. Pay your bill, make account changes, track your energy use, and get power outage information anytime, anywhere. Minnesota Power, we're moving energy forward.
Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Low pressure system looming just to our southwest is on track to hit us tomorrow. Maybe making things cloudy after midnight tonight and then a little drizzly tomorrow morning. The full meal deal could hit us tomorrow afternoon with potentially heavy rain mixing in with snow during the overnight. So from tomorrow afternoon through early Sunday afternoon, lakeside counties are looking at a winter storm watch. Not sure it's going to hit, but there's a good sign it will. So we're watching out to see if it does or not. And then there's also a lakeshore flood advisory for the communities near the shores of the lake from half of the North Shore down through the South Shore here. We're going to have some pretty gusty winds going 10 to 20 miles per hour, perhaps some heavy rains. On all of that in conjunction with the low pressure system itself means shoreline communities could face a couple of flooding problems. We'll have to watch out for that as well. But by Monday, it should settle down and we'll get a chance to relax and recuperate. Current conditions show that it's 43 degrees at the airport in Duluth right now, and the wind is calm, but the clouds are starting to build up. Relative humidity 62%. That's going up as well. Wind chill factor, there isn't one. It feels like 43. The actual air temperature is 43, so we don't need to deal with that much anymore, I don't think. Current regional temperatures, 36 International Falls. Upper 20s, though, have crept into the Hibbing-Chisholm area, Nashwauk, Key Keewatin, probably in Buell too. 30 Ely and Two Harbors. So from Highway 1 down Highway 2 straight to Two Harbors, looks like the same air mass is going there. 34 Grand Rapids, 37 Moose Lake, 32 this evening in Superior, but warmer from Solon Springs to Hayward, 37 to 42. 34 cooler by the lake in Ashland, and 34 to 40 for the Upper Peninsula. Low temps tonight, probably teens inland parts of Minnesota. Low 20s perhaps for the rest of us, maybe even mid-20s for a couple of towns. We'll show you that forecast in just a bit. But right now we show you the Doppler map, which does show that low pressure system from the southwest starting to make its presence felt here in the upper Midwest. We're seeing rain showers pushing towards the Twin Cities and trying to approach the Hayward region. So clouds on the increase tonight, setting us up for that low to bring us in. An 80% chance for a rain-snow mix on our Saturday. 90% chance come Saturday night, but fading back to about a 50% chance here on Sunday as higher pressure pushes in to dry us up in the afternoon and set us up for a gorgeous Monday. But snow total-wise from now until noon or so on Sunday, probably a trace to maybe 3 inches for inland communities. The farther away you get from the lake, the less you're probably going to get. Closer to the lake, though, that's where we run the 3 to 6 inch range here. A little bit of lake aggravation could make those totals just a little bit higher. Tonight, a little bit lower for the temperatures perhaps in Minnesota. A couple of pockets of teens possible in the Embarrass Valley, yes, but otherwise 25 to 35 is what we'll call the Minnesota low temps. Wisconsin, Michigan low temps again. Places like Hayward and deep in the forest, you could be dipping into the mid-20s for your lows. Otherwise 32 to even 37 there. So warmer for some, cooler for others. 80% chance for the mix tomorrow. Wisconsin, Michigan, highs in the low to mid-40s. Minnesota temperatures cooler by the lake, but low to mid-40s inland. 80% chance for the mix and a 50% shot for it to wrap up on Sunday, followed by the payoff, the reward, Monday. Partly cloudy sky, 50 degrees. Enjoy that while you can, because our next round of at least rain showers come in for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Kristen, and it will steadily then cool from 50 on Monday to 40 by next Friday.
I will enjoy that 50-degree day. Thanks, Dave. Well, this late winter storm has the potential for high wind gusts, heavy rain, and up to 8 inches of snowfall. Those elements could be the perfect storm for disastrous flooding in parts of Duluth. CBS 3's Jesse Slater spoke with city leaders on how crews are preparing for the worst.
Living on the shores of Lake Superior, disastrous flooding has taken over streets, homes, and businesses on many occasions. So far this year, Duluth's winter has been pretty mild, but a late March storm this weekend has crews breaking out the essentials.
We'll have barricades in place if need be in areas that have flooded before in response to high winds that we're expecting.
Places like Park Point and the Lake Walk have taken the brunt of Lake Superior's fury during these storms. 2 sections of the Lake Walk have already been reinforced. The third and final expected for this summer.
We are confident that it will withstand, the winds that this lake can throw at it. So we do recognize that there will be some damage in our Phase 3 area that you're at right now, Jesse.
During these fierce storms, residents on Park Point often experience flooding in their homes as the shoreline erodes away. According to the National Weather Service, Lake Superior water levels are 1 foot lower than years past, mitigating some flooding concerns.
The city remains determined to work with Park Point residents. We've been doing this for months and having conversations with them on both short and long-term solutions to flooding.
Duluth's public information officer says the city has a lot of practice with storms like these and are handling it the best way they know how.
Really from all aspects. We've got our plows ready, they're all fueled up, and so any way the storm can hit us, we're ready to respond to it.
While many of the city's essential employees are working from home, Duluth officials say they're collaborating with fire, police, and safety crews to ensure everyone is ready for the weekend storm. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, on the hunt for some fun. That's the goal behind a new nationwide trend that's made its way to the Northland. We'll show you after the break.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
It's spring season, but at Oak Lake RV, it's ultralight camper season. Take time to escape to the outdoors today and browse our easy-to-pull campers. From Rockwood Geos to Coachman campers, we have a variety of campers in stock, including all sizes, with low payments starting under $150 a month. Celebrate ultralight camper season. Visit oaklakerv.com for more details. Oak Lake RV in Moose Lake, family-owned and operated since 1930.
New ownership means new inventory. Link Rec is having our Clear the Deck sale. $4 million of new and used boats, engines, and accessories must go. All discounted with savings up to $22,000. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime sale. Something for everybody, something for every budget.
When we face adversity, we find a way through it. It's about taking care of each other. It's the small parts that make a big difference. At Chevy, we promise to do ours. We're offering Chevy owners complimentary OnStar Crisis Assist services and Wi-Fi data. If you need a new Chevy, interest-free financing for 84 months with deferred payments for 120 days on many of our most popular models. You may even shop online and take delivery at home. It's just our way of doing our part.
Kelly Hinstead takes her job at full throttle. There's no slowing down. She's full of enthusiasm.
Kelly brings a youthful exuberance to the newscast. She's loaded with energy. She's really passionate about sports.
I think even if you're not interested in sports, she draws you in.
She's always up and ready to go and ready to show us the latest in sports.
Get to know Kelly Hinstead weekday nights on live local CBS3.
The truth about the coronavirus pandemic.
We've got a team of correspondents covering all of this.
CBS News, the place for information, making sense of it all.
We'll have the latest information about what you need to know to protect yourself and your family.
Coronavirus, the race to respond. Continuing coverage on CBS and the free CBS News app.
How do I take the 2020 census? In March 2020, every address in the country will receive an invitation to complete a simple questionnaire. And there are 3 ways to respond. Number 1, do it online. Number 2, call by phone. Number 3, send it by mail. For those who don't respond, a census taker from your community will follow up and assist you. Shape your future. Start here. Visit 2020census.gov.
Your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
Link Rec is having our Clear the Deck sale. $4 million of new and used boats must go.
If you've gone out for a stroll recently, maybe you felt like someone is watching you, perhaps bears? And no, not live bears. We're talking about teddy bears like these. They've been popping up all over the region lately. It's a nationwide effort to bring joy and happiness to children stuck in the house. CBS3's Leanne Valdez has the story.
The worm family has been in quarantine for about a month.
So we're starting to go a little stir crazy.
It's been the hardest for 5-year-old Kate.
For Kate being in preschool, she's really missing her preschool buddies and having a hard time understanding why they can't come to her birthday party.
Her mother, Janelle, carried a heavy heart days leading up to her daughter's birthday.
Honestly, the night before, I was depressed, feeling like I didn't have anything special for her birthday.
That's when Janelle heard about the nationwide bear hunt.
She's going to be excited about whatever we do outside of the house right now.
Families are getting creative by putting teddy bears outside of their windowsills.
It was totally impromptu. We texted a couple friends, jumped in the car, and within 30 minutes we were off on an adventure.
And they were off in a car parade, as they described it, even connecting with their friends virtually.
She was able to FaceTime with her best friend Cameron. We drove around Proctor, kind of real slow in their little neighborhood, and we counted the teddy bears in all of the windows.
In total, they not only found more than 200 bears on their journey, but a little joy, too.
We are on a joy hunt in the midst of this, too, of how we can share joy with others and how we can find joy in the midst of times when we maybe feel anxious.
If you'd like to participate in a bear hunt but don't have any teddy bears, we've provided a link for you to download, print, and color bear photos on our website. Well, as the public continues to self-isolate during the pandemic, the Virginia leaders thought it would be fun to start a citywide daily challenge. Today's challenge was called Chalk Your Walk. They encouraged families to get outside and leave positive messages on the sidewalk as they got some exercise. Once you complete the challenge, you can post a photo using the hashtag #COVParkChallenge. City leaders say the community is having a lot of fun with it. Coming up, Kelly Hinseth is in with sports. Stay with us.
Healthy Systems USA Spring Sale is going on now. Get a free bottle of Healthy Start Spray and lose 30 to 50 pounds in just 2 months with purchase of 1-month program. It's like getting 2 months for the price of 1. Use code FREESPRAY online today. Limited supply.
Hi, I'm Duluth Mayor Emily Larson. This is an unprecedented time in history, and it is time for us to come together as one community. Please take time to listen to this really important message.
On behalf of St. Luke's, Essentia Health, the City of Duluth, and St. Louis County Public Health and Human Services Department,
we would like to request that all residents stay home, if at all possible, until March 27th. Even if you're healthy, stay home. If you must go out, please try to limit your interactions to 10 people or less.
We are working with our state and federal partners to evaluate this time frame, and we will provide you an update as soon as we can. If you have mild symptoms, we are asking that people please stay home. If you feel that you need clinical care, we are requesting that people please call ahead to the hotline, your doctor's office, urgent care, or the emergency department before going in.
Together, we can do this. Thank you for your cooperation.
Hey, it's Ian Armitage from Young Sheldon.
This is Annie Pye.
It's me, Saniqua Martin Green.
It's Phil Kogan here from The Amazing Race with some crazy hair for a crazy time.
If you're anything like me, you're at home glued to your TV.
Checking the news, checking our phones.
Whenever I'm scared, I always look to my family to get a little happiness or a little laughter.
We want you to know that you are not alone.
You're not alone.
You're not.
We're still connected.
We're still us.
We can still laugh
and smile.
Still share moments. And be happy.
That's what I'm going to be doing.
This is a time when we really need to focus on what's important.
Let's be responsible.
We are here for you, all working together.
Stay safe.
Take care of yourselves.
Take care of each other.
It's really important to remember that we are all in this together.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
We are all in this together.
And we will get through this as we always do.
One love, y'all. Peace.
Prep the suit, I'm coming in.
Don't you want to know who's behind the mask?
Despite all the darkness, despite all those who doubt, I choose hope.
Batwoman, Sunday at 8/7 Central, only on the CW.
Healthy Systems USA Spring Sale is going on now. Get a free bottle of Healthy Start Spray and lose 30 to 50 pounds in just 2 months with purchase of 1-month program. It's like getting 2 months for the price of 1. Use code FREESPRAY online today. Limited supply.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinseth.
It's Friday. We've spent the last 5 days talking about one Scott Perunovich, and there's no better way to end the week than to talk about Scott Perunovich. As of today, the Hibbing native is the 11th Hibbing native to turn pro. Perunovich has agreed to terms to an entry-level contract with the St. Louis Blues. The contract is 2 years long. He was originally drafted in the second round, 45th overall at the 2018 NHL draft. Scotty is the second UMD men's hockey player to sign an NHL-level contract, following the abrupt end of this past season. His defensive partner, Nick Wolf, officially signed with the Boston Bruins last week. I had the privilege of sitting down with Mr. and Mrs. Wolf down in Eagan to reflect on their son's hockey career thus far. You may know UMD senior captain Nick Wolf for these on-ice moments.
Casey Johnson, Wolf, in an all-out fight here with Dixon Bowen.
Well, as a little kid, he was always just, whatever he did, he was just passionate about, you know.
According to Ron and Cindy Wolf, when it comes to Wolf's on-ice passion, the apple falls far from the tree.
I have never really enjoyed going to NHL games because I cannot stand watching fighting. Absolutely hate it.
So where does it come from?
That is perplexing to me.
Aside from that, what Wolf is really known for these days is his fresh contract with the NHL Boston Bruins.
Surreal is the only adjective that really comes to mind when I think about that. It's just, you know, we started playing in the driveway, and, you know, we still do, and we have a lot of holes in the walls out in the garage and dents all over the doors. I'm missing the net. I still can't, you know, you take that, the fact that he missed the net so much he's hitting the door on the side of it, and he made the NHL. That's a little mind-blowing. But you work hard, and, you know, hey, things happen.
For Nick's parents, the accolades, the awards, the serving as a co-captain, that's all good, but it isn't what matters most to them.
The thing that I've been really, I think, most proud of isn't just winning the national championships and having, being a good teammate and all of that, but I love the fact that before every game, you know, they get a puck and throw it to a kid, you know, and I've never mentioned that to him because if I did, he'd probably stop doing it. But it's like, you know, that part is just kind of neat. I think it says a lot about, you know, he'll find it, and you just see the kids light up, and they're usually there with their parents, and, you know, it makes their night.
The Heart for Kids has been there for as long as Nick first laced up his skates.
All the kids at after school would run over to Wolfie's house, as they refer to him as, and knock on the door and say to Nikki's billet mom, "Can Wolfie come out and play? Can he come out and play?" And she said, as soon as he's done with dinner, he can come out and play. People come up to me at hockey at UMD and have said that their kids want to be in hockey because of your son. And, you know, it's not about what he does out on the ice, it's what he does off the ice, I think is special.
What do you say to the parents that say that? What is kind of your response? Like, thank you? Or?
Well, part of me wants to say, do you know how hard it was to raise that kid? But then I just reply and say thank you. He's a good young man.
A huge thanks to Ron and Cindy Wolf for chatting with me last week. That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health, St. Mary's Heart and Vascular Center. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the U.S. Ask your doctor how to keep your heart healthy.
Ford is built to lend a hand, especially now with 6-month payment relief. Buy a new Ford. We'll defer 3 payments and make 3 payments. As an essential part of your community, your Ford dealer can assist with home delivery and other vehicle service options. After all, you have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you. Along with our 6-month payment relief program, lease an F-150 for just $289 a month at your local Northland Ford dealer.
New ownership means new inventory. Link Rec is having our Clear the Deck sale. $4 million of new and used boats, engines, and accessories must go. All discounted with savings up to $22,000. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime sale. Something for everybody, something for every budget.
Hi, Minnesota. Governor Tim Walz here. We're in an unprecedented situation in our fight against COVID-19. Please note that the state of Minnesota and our private sector partners are doing everything we can to keep you safe, but we need your help. Minnesotans, stay home. Let's flatten the curve on COVID. Let's make sure that we keep our family, our friends, and our neighbors safe. And if you need more information, please go to the Minnesota Department of Health website. Together, Minnesotans will defeat this and come out better on the other side. Thank you.
In your community, there are businesses ready to help you through this difficult time. From restaurant takeout, appliance repair, roofing, or AC services, BBB connects you with local, trustworthy companies ready to do business safely and ethically. Support your local economy. BBB, building trust in trying times.
Kelly Hinseth takes her job at full throttle. There's no slowing down. She's full of enthusiasm.
Kelly brings a youthful exuberance to the newscast. She's loaded with energy. She's really passionate about sports.
I think even if you're not interested in sports, She draws you in.
She's always up and ready to go and ready to show us the latest in sports.
Get to know Kelly Henson weekday nights on live local CBS 3.
The American Red Cross urgently needs blood and platelet donations and asks healthy donors to schedule an appointment to give during this coronavirus outbreak. Patients are counting on life-saving transfusions. Visit redcrossblood.org.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Our buy one, get one for a buck suit and sport coat sale is now in progress. Hundreds of options. Mainstream, downtown Duluth.
A St. Louis County deputy and his canine are finding ways to stay fit while the gyms are closed. This video, posted on Northland Canine Foundation's Facebook page, shows St. Louis County Sheriff's Canine Diesel and Deputy Phi are getting in some reps in the hallway at work. All right, Dave, let's get a final look at the weather here.
I've interviewed Diesel and Deputy Phi in the past. Good to see they're still in shape.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, and what a physically fit low-pressure system coming our way for the weekend. It's going to bring an 80% chance for a rain-snow mix on Saturday and a 50% chance on Sunday morning for more of the same. And by the time things wrap up Sunday afternoon, lakeside communities might pull 3 to 6 inches of snow. Farther inland at trace to maybe 3. Then it should get better by Monday, Kristen.
All right, thanks, Dave. Thanks for joining us.